Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Buried. So, last time on here, we went in, and as far as the important decisions, we respected the dead and pulled 64% and like 64% of people, pulled Tony's body out. As far as secrets, we were upfront with it. Trusting, we believed him. Curiosity, we went to investigate, and we decided to bring Dennis with us. Now, let us begin the second chapter. That's cool. We're standing on the thin platform of what looks like a fancy subway. The rails look well used, but not old. There are small overhead lights that are very dim, as if they're running on emergency power. The dim overhead lights are a blessing, but the size of the place makes me feel vulnerable. Staring ahead, it seems to be endless, almost dizzying. There's a small light further ahead, and then a space that breaks the monotony of the tunnel's curved surface. Another platform, maybe? Yes. What do you think this is, or why are we in a subway tunnel? Either one is a question, but what do we want to focus on? And do I want input from Dennis? What is he gonna... I think he might have something he can contribute. I think it might be better to probably to get him involved. He's hurt, so I don't want him drifting off. So I'm gonna try and keep him involved. Dennis, what do you think this is? It's like we're waiting for the D train. It says with a deadly sounding cackle. Also, the ringing noise is louder down here. It's much more solid now, and there's some other sounds, something like the faint hum of machinery. What's your take on this, boss? You think we're safe here? Dennis asks. Not at all. This is what I think to myself, but I don't want to let Dennis see that I'm rattled. Well, he seems to be limping along much better than when we first stumbled here. He's still in rough shape. I'm leading him here, and I should probably make him feel confident in that. Yeah, we'll be fine. He reassured Dennis. Too far in to go back, I say. Besides, if we get caught for trespassing, I'm pretty sure we'd slide by. We're good. You're in pain, and we've got to find the rest of our crew. They could still be here somewhere. Dennis nods and looks reassured, albeit weak and miserable. From the looks of it, we can go either left or right. The left is slightly lit, the right not so much. This makes me uneasy because I get the sense that one wrong turn in a place like this could have us wandering for hours. Suddenly, I jerk my head to the right as I hear the unmistakable sound of someone walking. Did you hear something? I was trying to see anything in the darkness. Not sure. Maybe. Kinda sound like footsteps. Now wait a moment. The sound doesn't come again. So those are our options. The left are flickering lights, indicating we'll at least be able to see. Also a machinery sound of life. To the right is just darkness. We also heard footsteps there. Let's go right. In this situation, no one else is around, so it's best to go where you know someone is. That's what I want to say here, and that's what I'm going to do. Decided to go into the darkness. If there's anyone here they're worth speaking to, right it is. Huh? As we leave the glow of electric lights, things instantly start to feel a bit more sinister. I look at his injuries again. The gash on his side is inflamed now, and while the bleeding seems to have stopped, the amount that is soaked into his pants and shirt is beyond alarming. How much further can you walk? Can you keep going? Yes. Let's walk into the deep, dark tunnel that has no business being here. He's right. The darkness we find ourselves in feels thick, like walking in syrup. I'm reminded of the fear that I felt as a child when I had to go in the basement to fetch tools for my dad. I was sure there were snakes or spiders or monsters of unimaginable horror lurking down there. I feel that same way here, walking through the tunnel. That's when I see a human figure, far back in the tunnel, silhouetted in the faint light at the end. He's standing on some other platform ahead and likely can't see us. Looks like he might be holding a gun, but it's too dark to be sure. I'm gonna stay quiet. The person might be dangerous. Yes, I whisper. Dennis, I whisper. Don't move. Be quiet. We both watch as the figure looks back and forth down the tunnel. It's unclear if he's looking for something or if he's just as lost as we are. But he can't see us in the dark, and after a moment the figure rushes away through a door. Why didn't you say anything? We could have gotten some answers. I don't want to reveal ourselves to anyone who looks like they might have a gun until I know more about where we are, I reply. As we head further in the tunnel, we reach another platform. There's light coming from the platform, but like the overhead lights, they're dim red emergency lights. I start to wonder if the explosion at the logging site caused a power outage in this place, whatever this place is. The ringing noise that I originally thought was in my head is getting louder. I'm starting to think it's some sort of alarm. When we come to a large open area ahead in the tunnel, it further resembles a subway station. As much as I try and ignore the reality, it's undeniable. We've stumbled into some sort of high-tech transportation system that is buried beneath the forests of Kentucky. It makes absolutely no sense and creates an entirely new sort of fear as to what the hell we've walked into. I notice that Dennis seems confident. When we reach the large opening, we have to climb over the rails and up onto the platform. I have to help Dennis over the rails and up the small utility ladder that is bolted into the opposite side of the travelway. When he reaches a large open area resembling a subway waiting area, he collapses on the floor and lets out a heaving breath. You know what? This is ridiculous. I quit. I'm not going any further. I'm not worrying about my crew and the madness of where we are. I'm not in the mood for Dennis to act like a baby. You know, is he really though? He's not acting like he's the one with the gash in his side. I mean, come on. That's gotta hurt, man. It's okay. Take it easy. You can do this, man. I'm not the one with the gash in my side, though. So I decided to come to some slack. Damn, boss. I'm sorry. It's okay. I don't know how you're still on your feet, if I'm being honest. Stubbornness. You need a minute to rest? No, if I sit down to rest, I'm afraid I might not get back up. Let's keep going while I can still go. I reach down, help him to his feet, and we get ourselves up onto the platform. Right in front of us, there's an entrance to a long hallway exiting the platform area. It's at this point that I realize those red emergency lights might be on for someone else who is actually supposed to be here. Like that guy I saw earlier, standing on the platform. Well, if it's for that guy, then I don't want to shout out. I need to stay quiet. I'm still not sure if I want to alert anyone of the fact there are strangers in this secret place. And the thought of hearing a scream, even my own, in this empty place is too much to bear. The emergency lights continue to flicker overhead, casting a sick sort of pinkish light on everything. My mind is racing on what sort of place this might be. It's obvious it's meant to be a secret, and if it is supposed to be a secret, and there was a power outage recently, maybe most everyone's been evacuated. Then why was that one person still here? This thought does nothing to make me feel any better as we walk towards the platform exit. We step inside and it seems just as empty and as every other place we've come through, weakly illuminated by more overhead emergency lights. We're standing inside a hallway that looks surreal for a moment. Hallway reminds me of a hospital room. There's something not quite right about it. It's the first clean, tidy area I've seen since coming into the woods. Since coming to in the woods. It looks like it was recently in use despite the dim emergency lights. There are chairs against the walls and floor that looks well cleaned. As to the walls, the ring noise is definitely coming from here, and a small, flashing red light along the ceiling seems to flash with it. That ring noise is an alarm, I say, as if only to confirm my own thought. But for what? Dennis asks. And then he asks a question that's been on my mind since I found the little building in the woods. What the hell is this place? We exchange a look that speaks volumes. We reach the end of the hallway and hear a sound like a large metallic grinding. This is followed by a clicking noise, and then the unmistakable noise of a generator kicking on. Without warning, the facility jolts to life. The red glow of the emergency lights is suddenly replaced by bright white fluorescent ones. That mechanical hum is oddly comforting. Still, the power being back on urges us on. It's then that I noticed the ringing noise has stopped, so it had been an alarm. But for what? Just the power failure? We head down the hallway, the electric hum of the lights sounding eerie overhead. Other than that, the place is dead quiet. The hall is about 100 feet long with two main doors. One door opens onto a large room that looks like a conference room with a whiteboard and has paper strewn about. Across the hallway door, it looks like a lab of some sort. It has slumps against the wall in the feet and lets out a scary sounding chuckle. Sounding funny? Something funny, I ask as a dark and brooding panic starts to grip me. Dennis just keeps chuckling as he slides down the floor. I'm just going to sit here while you look around, he says. There's a look in his eyes that reminds me far too much of a dead animal on the side of the road. Then enter the lab. I want to see what's in there. Walking inside, I see small vials and glass containers held in a clear glass case. Everything is either glass or silver, and I instantly feel like I'm dirtying the place up. I notice several test tubes in a glass case, as well as some sort of tube system that seems to have a clear fluid truck inside it. In that corner, I find a laptop in screensaver mode. Screensaver mode. Okay. This is a lab, and it's in screensaver mode. That lab's laptop would require a password, meaning I should really be looking at the test tubes. Can't help but check out the test tubes. They're all filled with green and light blue fluids. One of them looks to have some sort of glowing dirt resting in the bottom of it. Another holds what looks like a grasshopper submerged in liquid, only it's the strangest grasshopper I've ever seen. First, it looks like it's expanding and contracting like a blowfish, then it contracts so much that it vanishes completely. As I look closer, it springs back into existence in a completely different test tube, and I'm embarrassed when I actually jump back. I see a laptop sitting on one of the workstations and wonder if it's worth checking out. Now I'm going to look at it. Enter. Plain gray background pops up. There are several icons and folders to choose from. I click on a folder labeled Test 1.5 Ethos. A few documents are filled with formulas and names I mostly don't understand, but there are some things that were easy to understand, things that make my blood go cold. Subject number 6, cause of death, embolism or aneurysm, or both. Ideas for new delivery mode, spherical, liquid. Induce comatose state first, TerraCore Co., possible plutonium supplier. I take another look, trying to piece together what might have been taking place here. I smell some sort of chemical in the air. It makes me think someone has used this lab recently. Outside, I hear grunting. I head out of the room and seem to still see it on the floor. But I don't get very far, because as I exit, a man comes rushing around the corner with an automatic rifle in his hand. It's hard to look beyond his rifle. The man carrying it is young, with messy dark hair. His skin is so pale that I wonder if maybe he lives down here. He has the look of a guy who's been cooped up for a little too long. He doesn't seem to like the kind of person I'd trust with a gun in a stressful situation. As he sees us in the doorway, he screams and brings his gun up. It is aimed directly at my head. Dennis jumps up and stands next to me like he's ready to run for it. I recognize him by his height and build. He's the person I could barely see back in that dark tunnel. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is put my hands in the air. It can see I'm not a threat. I put my hands in the air, expressing how natural it feels to go in this surrendered state. Maybe it's because this feels like a dream. Maybe it's because I feel like I'll snap awake if the maniac pulls the trigger. I recognize you. You stomped around the self-security mics in the entrance. Who are you? Did you do this? The man eyes us both, and I see something in his eyes that unsettles me. He is scared there's something else. Just loggers. His eyes look distant, and he says, "Bullshit." For some reason, I'm pretty sure he knows I'm telling the truth. Someone knocked the power out. It's back on now, but if it was out long enough, well, we're in a heap of trouble. Was it you? Who sent you? Look, we don't know what you're talking about. Something happened out in the woods. Are you alone? Are there others with you? How the hell did we get in this situation, I think to myself. If only I had left that damn ring noise alone, we wouldn't be here. I'm not really sure if we want to give this guy information yet. We don't know anything about him. Then again, he might have answers. We're looking for a crew. We need answers more than anything else right here. We have other crew members that we can't find. Your crew? If this man thinks that we're nuts, there's no telling. If this man thinks we're nuts, there's no telling what he might do. The fact that he looks a little crazy himself makes the situation even hairier. How'd you get in here? We came in that way. The doors weren't locked. His expression calms me, and I'm still very aware of the gun that is leveled less than a foot from my face. Please, put the gun down. This man calmly put his gun down. The only way I'm putting this rifle down is after I've blown your brains out, the man says. That he used the muzzle to flip my hard hat on the floor. It's a childish move, a playground tactic at best, but it's sufficient to show me that he knows he's in control. He then levels the rifle at Dennis, and I can assume it's because his wounds make him appear to be the weaker of us. Takes a shaky step forward. Dennis looks back and forth between the barrel of the gun and me, his eyes pleading for help. Step between Dennis and the gun. You are not hurting! Step between it and the gun and Dennis. Before I'm fully aware of what I'm doing, I step out in front of Dennis. The barrel of the rifle is nearly touching my chest now. Both Dennis and the man seem a little confused at my action, and I do my best to swallow down my fear. I don't know what's going on here, but we're here by mistake. We have no business here. Now that the power is on, I think you might be too late anyway. For what? I ask. But he doesn't answer me. Instead, he steps forward and actually pushes me backwards with the end of his rifle. And repeats a question he asked before, one that makes no sense, and honestly makes me think he might be a little crazy. Who sent you? You assholes from the Pentagon? I'm not quite sure how to take this question. Is this guy joking? No. What the hell are you what the hell are you talking about? No, we're just loggers. Something blew up and my friend got hurt. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Likely story. When I see a flicker of recognition in his face, it makes me think he might believe me. Still, his grip on the gun is as tight as ever. The look on his face makes me think he'll shoot at any moment. You both just stand still. Sooner or later, someone will come along and I'll turn you over. He again thrusts the gun forward, as if it has an invisible bayonet on it. There's no need for that, I tell him. I have no guarantee he won't pull the trigger. Look, we don't want any trouble. We're just as confused as you are. Then, in a movement so fast that I just about miss it, Dennis lunges forward. I have no idea how he was moving so fast. Just 30 seconds ago, I was worried about how close to death he looked. Now he's moving lightning fast, his left arm coming down the barrel of the gun like a club. In the motion, the man does pull the trigger. The boom noise is deafening, and there's a moment when I think I've been hit. It takes a clean noise, the round tearing on the floor at my feet to help me realize that I have not been shot. I look at the floor and see where the shot missed my right leg by less than 3 inches. I'm paralyzed, in shock from as Dennis and the man fight over possession of the rifle. There's a fire extinguisher, and I could use it as a bludgeon. But I might not have enough time to grab it before Dennis is overpowered. You gotta punch the guy! Jeez, do I need a bludgeon? As the man pinned to the floor isn't strong enough to keep him down. As I follow the floor to help, the barrel of the rifle swings right in front of my face, a reminder of how close I'd come to being shot. On my knees now, I deliver a hard, stiff punch to the man's face. I don't punch someone often. Never really. I'm not usually a brawling type. Still, it's apparently effective. The man's head snaps back hard, and his grip on the gun loosens. Dennis grabs the gun and falls to the floor, clearly winded and in pain. Our attacker is immobilized, and I can feel a shift in the situation. Yet, although he's basically harmless now, I feel the need to pummel him. A desire that builds with each second. I need to stand up and step back. Mercy is the best option. Good easy. He's definitely out now, no threat. At least that's what I think. It may surprise me when mustering up one more swift kick in my direction, connecting my forehead. My eyelid swells to the size of a grape almost immediately. It seems like this last attack is more to spite me than defend himself. I stumble back and ready myself for another round of blows, but he just slouches into the floor. He's done. This instantly hands the rifle over me, and I take with shaking hands. I can't believe you stepped between me and that gun. He could have killed you. I was pretty sure he wouldn't, I say, although I'd known no such thing. Still, thanks, man. That was some heroic stuff. You would have done the same, right? Dennis says nothing. His eyes look at the floor. What do we do now, boss? We've come this far and no one answers. I sense that Dennis does too. I walk over and pick up my hard hat off the floor. After placing it on my head, I turn towards the man. We get answers from this guy. No answers. I don't have any. Next time I won't just hit you. Now get up. He obeys quickly. His legs are wobbling and leans against the wall for support. I can feel my swollen eyelid from where he kicked me. I just hope it doesn't get so bad that it affects my sight. Okay, let's move. Come this far, I'm not going to let this guy stop us. We walk down the hallway until we come to the end. Single elevator is waiting. Its steel door is larger than a normal elevator. I can just imagine. One wrong move, I fucking dare. I can imagine. Make a wrong move, I dare you. While in the elevator. Before I get in, I think it's wise to learn a bit more about him. I can tell it's making it uncomfortable for me to have the gun. What's your name, I ask. Marcus. And you work here? It's clear that he doesn't want to answer, but he gives us a little nod. We're looking for the rest of our crew. Any idea where they might be? I ask. No. There's got to be some useful info we can get out of this guy. I just need to know how to dig. I need a first aid kit for my friend here. Where might I find one? Down on the second floor, but we can't go down there. Okay, so we can't go down there. So that means we need to know what's there. It's on level 2. Now maybe there's something going on. But where you're inside a classified government facility. He says. It makes sense, but I want to doubt it. Well, I'm sure our government will want you to help save my friend, so take me to the first aid kit. I can't. You don't have clearance. Hell, I barely have clearance. And seeing myself, understand, make this place run. And thank you. Just a bunch of restricted access rooms I'm allowed to go into the friggin' chaperone. We're going to that first aid kit. I could lose my job, he says. I wondered for a moment what sort of trouble I'd get in for hitting a government employee. This makes me glad I took it easy on him. Then again, he had come at us with a rifle. Makes me think that things have gone terribly wrong in this place, and the explosion in the woods, or whatever the hell had happened, might be linked to it all. I need to convince him to take us to the second floor. I'm not sure if it would be more productive to threaten him or ask for sympathy. In this case, I want to ask for sympathy out of him. I mean, he's being a dick, but... No. Wounded person? Look. Hasn't been the best day. We're just trying to find out what's going on, to find our crew, to survive. I know this isn't a normal situation down here. It looks like all your protocol has been blown to hell. Can't you help us out? He looks at me sternly, weighing his options. Okay, he says. Thank you. With an untrusting stare, Marcus walks to the elevator door, approaching a small keypad by the doors. He punches in a numerical code and we can hear a slight mechanical hum behind the steel doors. After a few seconds of angry glances and frightened sneers from Marcus, the elevator arrives. The steel doors slide open with a whisper, revealing the interior. Okay, I don't know how much longer this is going for, guys, but I've been having a lot of fun with this, and I hope y'all are too. It's interesting, in my opinion. It's exceptionally well lit, and looks to be made of stainless steel. I half expect the thing to take off at the speed of light. There's another small keypad on the front right panel, with the options for 3 sub-level floors. Looks like this elevator doesn't go to the surface. So after we get a first aid kit for Dennis, how do we get out of here? We can't leave. Once the power came back on, the whole place was put on lockdown. What? Can't you override it? No, it's prevent anything from getting out. I can't. We can't get out. We're stuck here. Dennis leans in the corner and falls on the floor. The struggle for the rifle took a lot out of him. I can see that much in his face. Slowly, we start to move down. The hum and grind of the car's motors fill the place. Let's not be pessimistic. Just ask, can you do? Because Bristol's at the question, but I think it's fair. I mean, he's not allowed to unlock the doors or even get medical supplies. Why keep a guy around who can't even grab a band-aid without permission? Without me, nothing would get done here, Marcus answers me. These people think they're so brilliant, some of them can barely turn their computers on without help. The top coder in my class, MIT, and I'm stuck living underground helping idiots who don't even trust me with keys. How big is this place, or what goes on here? Go with that. Let's figure out what the hell's going on. May as well shoot me. I can't tell you. Why not? It's beyond classified, and the things I know don't even cover the start of it. What does that mean? I ask, starting to get irritated. It means that even if I wanted to tell you what Zork has done here, I don't know enough about it. Let's ask what his job is. Let's move on. Let's move on. I mean, I know it wants me to ask this. It looks like it wants me to ask, but let's move on to what is your job. I handle the IT work here and make sure the databases are up and running. It's a 24/7 job. I haven't seen sunlight in almost a year. I wonder what staying in a place like this for that long would do to someone's mind. I was recruited because of the workload. No one else wants this job. I don't really mind being by myself. No family. Plus the IT. It's some crazy shit. Crazy how? This place generates over 100 terabytes of data per day. Let's go with what knocked the lights out. As I was walking down here, I knew it was dark. Seems like some sort of power outage. That's all I know. There was an outage and then what? Dennis asked sweetly. Then things got weird. Things got bad. Bad how? The whole place seemed to shake. I checked the monitors when it happened and everything went dead. It took no more than a minute or so before I started hearing screams. People were being killed by something. I tried getting the security cameras going again, but they only lasted for a little bit on my backup systems. But what I saw, it's a sharp fear feeling a sharp fear worm its way into my guts. Well, what I saw on the screens for that little bit of time made no sense. It made me get the gun from the emergency vault. I think whatever it is, it's still down here. Hold on. There's an emergency vault in the same room as the security cameras in this place. There are guns locked away in every room in this place, just in case, you know. Just in case of what? I want to say I don't want to seem scared of him. As Ignis is about to answer, the elevator doors come to a stop and the doors slide open. Marcus is out right away without a word. He makes his exit and heads directly for a glassed-in room that is filled with computer monitors and high-end equipment. Dennis and I file out behind him, trying to keep up. As we do, one very alarming question runs through my head. What the hell kind of government facility keeps loaded guns and emergency vaults in every single room? Okay, so let's see the choices I made comparatively. Okay, so curiosity. 42% of people stayed quiet. Me and 64% stepped in front of Dennis. Mercy, 65%. We're easy on him. Okay, so, and that's the end of Chapter 2 of Buried. I cannot wait to play another round of this, because this has been interesting this entire time. So, I will see you in the next video, and so long.